Hey, whoa, it's Thursday. Yesterday we were not here, but it is Rumor Innuendo. I am Dominic D'Angelo of adfreeshows.com, SEScoops.com, and Brass Ring Media. More on that later. But I'm here with Mr. Robert Karplus, WD Creative _ish. Robert, happy Thursday, man. Uh-oh. I can hear you. I think I can. You're muted, Robert.
Happy Thursday, Dom. How are you? What?
No, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
What's
you're
going
good.
on?
I don't get this.
I am most decidedly not muted.
Yeah.
Best producer in the business, Dominic D'Angelo. I don't know what's going on, man.
I don't know.
Anyway, happy Thursday. Can you hear me? Are we running into tech
You're
issues
good.
here?
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Uh-oh.
I'm begging. I am begging.
I can hear you. Who can people hear us? What's going on here? I'm hardwired to the internet too.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you. I got full bars. We're all right.
Help us out, chat. Let us know what's going on.
You know what?
Can you hear me, Robert?
I'll move to another locale in the house. How about that? I'm
We'll
here.
See. Okay.
Yes, I'm here, so it's not single boxed, so people don't think that I've vanished into the abyss.
Dre says we're fine. Dre Owen says we're fine.
Oh, well, then why the hell am I? I'm listening to you. Oh,
yeah,
man.
No, you're good now.
Best, whatever in the business.
It was very laggy at first. I almost said loggy. But hey, we're live. That's what live recordings happen, streams do. So,
we're live.
Robert, he's back.
I'm in a different room. We're here.
I feel like you're in Barton Fink right now. Did you ever see Barton Fink?
Of course. Who hasn't seen Barton Fink?
I bet plenty of people haven't.
Really? So I did find out. This is speaking of culture. I'm going to start off today with some Tony Award news. Congratulations to previous Tony winner and fan of the show, James Monroe Iglehart, nominated for Best Actor in a Musical for Wonderful World. He was incredible as Louis Armstrong in that. So excited for him. So happy about that. I will actually be flying up to New York for the Tonys to go see and support James in his endeavor. As we all should. He's a big wrestling fan. He's a great dude.
We should get him on the show.
He's told me he wants to come on. We just haven't been able to align it. He's been busy, doing a hit Broadway show.
Yes, that's a little busy. You're a little busy when you.
The number of times we try to bring a guest on, and they're like, "I would, except I'm in a hit Broadway show." Happens exactly once ever.
Yes.
Though while I am there, I am going to go see Glenn Ross.
Oh heck yeah! When are you going?
You censored yourself. You're like, hell, heck.
Yeah. When are you going, Robert?
I don't know, June.
Keep me posted.
No.
I want to go see Glenn though again.
You've seen it.
I'd
save the seats for someone who hasn't seen it, my man.
True.
All right, let's say hi to some of the folks who are joining us here. E says, "What's up?" Cammy Star says, "Need a break from prom bouquets. Time for." I don't know what a prom bouquet is.
Yeah, she's probably arranging prom bouquets for her children, maybe potentially.
It's been a while since I went to prom.
I never went to my prom.
Let's pause for suspense. And moving on, Dre Owen says, R&I is back. Whose house? Dom's house. Yeah, you had a power outage issue yesterday. Laggy internet to start this thing today. We're doing great. Wrestling Old Head says, glad to see R&I back. Dom, was the storm crazy yesterday? I thought there might be a twister by my house.
Ooh, it wasn't crazy yesterday. It was crazy the night before is where it really hit. And that's when all the electricity went out. All over Pittsburgh, too. It was nuts. Yeah, it's Razor's house. She's right, Cammy. You're right. Hey, let's see. Did AEW do right by Dynamite? We got to ask that question. We had a main event, Hangman Page taking on Kyle Fletcher. But let's start off how it started off in that 8-man tag. Kenny Omega was the feature of it, going up against Okada. But multi-man person tag, and the bad guys got the win there, Robert. What did you think of this as the opening match for everything?
It was an odd decision, given that we know last week's episode of Dynamite was one of the lowest rated Dynamites in quite some time. So to open it with an 8-man tag that kind of doesn't mean a lot was unique. I was a little surprised about that, since we just had an 8-man tag a few weeks ago. It didn't seem to move the needle.
Yeah, and then there was just they haven't really been hyping too much Kenny versus Okada recently. So,
well, because we haven't really gotten there yet. We haven't announced it yet.
You're right. Right.
So the idea is, hey, we're going to tease it. We're going to lump some of the stories in together. It's something you see. WWE did it for a number of years. We got a bunch of different guys with a bunch of different issues. Let's just put them in a multi-man tag. Obviously, it's New Japan's bread and butter. How many
Right.
Japan pay-per-views do you tune in? And there's like 13 six-man tags before. What was surprising is we did get that eight-man tag a few weeks ago, where it was for $400,000. It had sort of a purpose or a meaning behind it. This does not.
This did not. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun match. I liked the having strange bedfellows with like Kenny Omega and Mark Briscoe tagging up with one another in there. The
Sure, but you
mix.
kind of knew who was going. Like, as soon as these eight guys came in, I'm like, oh, Briscoe's taking the pin,
Right.
which
Right.
is fine. And it was an entertaining eight-man tag. I'm not, I think if you tuned in and you just wanted to watch some damn good wrestling that was going to further to some degree some stories, you were very happy with this. Whether this was, I hate to say casual fan, but someone who's like, oh man, it's Wednesday, what's going on Dynamite? And they click and they see this, they're like, all right, this might not be immediate appointment viewing.
Right. Right. Also, to the same old struggle kind of here. Okada, like he's there, he gets a good reaction, but it just doesn't. His value doesn't seem like it's they're making the most of it, Robert.
What's kind of surprising is like Okada, when they were trying to bring him in, you're like, this is going to be a focal point. This is going to be a centerpiece of AEW TV. And
Hmm.
then he just very much became a guy. And then they gave him a title, and the hope was that, all right, he's got this title now. Now we're going to put some steam behind this and make this title matter. And maybe he's going to have these amazing defenses. AEW did something that was remarkable when they had that TNT title and they had it white hot. And the folks that were competing for it, whether it was Darby Allen or it was, Brody or it was Cody, those were must see matches. We're like, oh, we're just going to get Okada versus the best in the world. And we didn't really get that.
Yeah, I agree. It's frustrating, but let's see how they do. It's kind of weird to think it's now 2 months away until basically well, a little bit over 2 months away until All In.
I
So
can't do math.
yeah,
But there was more math to be done because there was another multi-man tag match right after the first multi-man tag. I thought maybe that was like the gimmick of the night. Like it was
yes,
like their mini Survivor Series or something. It was the Ops against Nick Camarado, Rhett Titus, and a third dude whose name I didn't bother to write down.
Miles,
Miles
Miles Hawkins.
Miles
Mm.
Hawkins. See, whenever I hear Miles, I always think of the movie Sideways.
I've never seen Sideways
Man, the
with
list of movies that
Paul
you need.
Giamatti, Thomas Hayden Church.
Yes,
Yes,
Virginia Madsen. It is a Sandra Oh, also in there. It's Alexander Payne movie. It's a beautiful, thoughtful, sad, wonderful film. And
that
that's what
is
you guys are here for
yes,
primarily. You
sad,
tune
thoughtful.
in to hear about important early 2000s independent films. And there's another reason I know folks like to tune in, and they love to
Yeah,
hear us talk about our friends at Blue Chew.
yes,
Yes, because you can have better sex with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. These erection enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer lasting erections for sexual activity. Blue Chew is putting their money where its mouth is. That's right.
Well,
It's money where its mouth is. I don't know where I got there from. I looped in the company with the pill. Blue Chew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free. Process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The best part, it's all done online. No visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. You could sit and watch the movie Sideways, see sad Paul Giamatti wind his way through wine country, and still be ready to go. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this episode of Rumor and Innuendo.
hey, that
Also,
movie.
Alt Jake is now banned forever. He wrote, Sideways is a top 10 overrated movie.
Wow.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
I can't judge it because I've never seen it.
Something I can judge was the Mercedes Moné sit-down interview with Renee Paquette. I'm still trying to figure out the value that Mercedes is bringing to AEW at this point. Her in-ring work is stellar, except she has these great in-ring matches, and then there's zero follow-up. And
Yes.
then her live promos are grim death. They are like Alt Jake's takes. They're just bad. And then when you pre-tape them, her interviews are boring. As Alt Jake says, clearly talking about Mercedes Moné's promo, it's boring as blank. Nothing happens. LMAO. And I'm assuming he's only talking about Mercedes Moné's promo and not trying to besmirch the legacy of Sideways. Something that seems to be going sideways is the patriarchy relationship, Dom.
Ooh, a little bit. Yes. Christian Cage is really jockeying for position and control and stuff like that against Nick Wayne. But Nick Wayne wants to prove himself against Jay Lethal. And he gets to do that later in a match and beats him a little underhandedly, but beats Jay Lethal. And then, Tony Schiavone, I think, made note of it that it's Nick Wayne that doesn't touch the belt, and Christian Cage puts it on him. Definitely some good tension here. Do you like what they're doing here with the patriarchy? This kind of seems like the reason the patriarchy was formed in the first place.
I don't. It's hard to keep track because of the inconsistency with which the patriarchy is on TV and then not on TV, or the fact that they had a mission to win the world title and then that fell apart, and then Christian's like banging Nick Wayne's mom, and then Nick Wayne's just cool about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a decision, as was a decision for a Tony Storm Eliminator. I know they have their own name and gimmick for it. We got an Eliminator match. Did you write down the name?
I have it right
I
here.
have it. I just wanted to know if you had it.
Yamashita.
Miya Yamashita.
Miya.
Yes. MIYA, but Mia. I listened to commentary. I paid attention. I love that they announced this match, then showed a video package, then immediately had the match. Again, these are three different story beats.
And then Mayu, is that what it is?
Mia.
Mia is only 1-1, so we've only seen her twice, maybe, on AEW programming.
I mean, this is the thing where it's like they do something most of the way good and not all of the way good. Mm-hmm. Tony Storm is at the TCM event in Los Angeles, which is great. It was for Empire Strikes Back. She looked like a glamorous movie star.
Yeah.
There's that great shot of her where George Lucas is walking by. Absolutely fantastic. She issued the challenge from the red carpet. It should have been the focal point of Collision and all their social media. And then you find out that the challenge has been answered. Here's this video package. And now we're hyped. Oh, the only woman to have ever won an Eliminator challenge match is now coming after Toni Storm. My goodness, can Toni Storm survive? Oh, no, she did.
Oh,
there was no suspense. It was all in one. And then Mercedes Moné came out again because clearly someone hates me the way that Alt Jake hates good movies. And we had a Mercedes Moné promo that was making fun of Jamie Hayter's hair for looking like Scooby-Doo. And then Jamie Hayter comes out and beats her up.
Yeah. I like putting Mercedes in the mix with Toni Storm because it's something that I think we've been waiting for a while. And Mercedes getting in that women's world title picture, not the TBS championship. So I like that aspect of it. But yeah, they could have done that TCM kind of promotion stuff. I would have loved to see more of that because I wasn't aware of a lot of that. I saw some of the clips online, but that was it. And it needs to be a little bit more prominent on their programming. Also, what needs to be prominent on their programming is where's the results? Here it is, Robert. It's the Hurt Syndicate. I'm all for more Hurt Syndicate. What do you think of the segment going on with MJF and Bob?
This thing's got to get somewhere quick. I get that this was like the 8th time we've done the thumb thing. The crowd's having fun with it. They're loving Max. It's great. The ultimate tease and the thumbs down from Lashley. I think part of the risk with this, ironically enough, is that they've kind of got something where the Hurt Syndicate are almost baby faces.
Yes.
But Max is kind of the sympathetic one here. And
Yeah, a
if
little bit. Yeah.
Bob keeps turning him down, I think that they're going to turn on the Hurt Syndicate. So we got to get somewhere, and we got to get somewhere quick with Max getting a group or somebody to beat him up.
Yes, right.
It's my guess has always been that it's going to be FTR and Stokely linking up with him. Maybe Wardlow is out of purgatory,
Perhaps, perhaps he is.
but he's long gone. I fear. But yeah, this was what it was. But this was essentially a one match show for Dynamite, or at least a one purposeful match show for Dynamite, which is the Hangman Kyle Fletcher match. Before we even get to that,
Hmm.
I was genuinely surprised that with Samoa Joe and Moxley not being on the pay per view.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's Beach Break. 2 weeks away in a steel cage.
So do we even know what the main event of Double or Nothing is? Is it going to be Blood and Guts? I assumed Blood and Guts was going to be the beach break match to get us to Double or Nothing.
no, it's probably gonna be blood and guts then, Robert, I would guess. Like if you're not having a title on the line, perhaps you'll get Joe in the mix, maybe with the good guys going up against the Death Riders.
I'm looking up what's been announced thus far for beautiful Glendale, Arizona. Only two matches, both of them the Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament, Mercedes Moné, Jamie Hayter, and then obviously Will Ospreay versus the winner of our main event.
Yes, yes. Which
I also love that Alt Jake points out that Double or Nothing is 30 minutes away from him, and is apparently not going.
he's not going.
He didn't follow up with, and I'm going to be there.
Let us know, Jake. Glendale is not beautiful. I grew up there.
Oh, I've been once. I was being polite.
Okay, I've never been to Arizona. I like Arizona. I wasn't
You
raised
look
in
like a guy
Arizona.
that would like some topaz jewelry.
Yes, absolutely. I totally would.
I feel like you would go and you would come back with a Coco Pelli tattoo.
I would do some peyote and have Johnny Cash as a coyote talk to me.
There's a solid Simpsons reference. I'm going to take that. It was also a solid main event with Hangman Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher. And you watch a match like that and you go, with the right direction, with the right creative, with the right setting, this is a main event pay-per-view. Like I was like, whatever their WrestleMania is. I'm assuming it's still All In is what we're considering their
I
main event, right?
guess. Yeah.
It's a big time pay-per-view main event for the future. Kyle Fletcher is absolutely incredible. Hangman finding his groove again is a lot of fun. Hangman and Ospreay is going to be incredible. It was tough to watch the show with no Swerve and no Ospreay. You kind of lose a little bit of that energy. But on the plus side, very little Death Riders.
That is a plus. That is a big plus. Yeah, Robert, I like this match. I am excited for Hangman versus Ospreay. And it, to what we were kind of saying with the Owen Hart Cup, it makes it feel like a big deal. Like when you have these two guys go at it. And it is what you mentioned too, kind of like it's a Royal Rumble, basically. You win this, you get the shot at the title. So having these two guys and kind of almost kind of a coin flip in regards to, hey, who might win? There's a little question there, but so I like that aspect of it too.
There was some comments in the chat earlier. I'm not going to make you scroll all the way up. They were asking about the trailer for the Smashing Machine, the Rock's new movie where he plays Mark Kerr. Have you had a chance to see the trailer yet?
I have not. No.
Trailer's a little laughable. It kind of is. It's the same beat for beat trailer that you saw with like Man on the Moon.
Okay.
It also literally is a cover of My Way by Frank Sinatra. This is the strangest thing. Are you familiar at all with the Mark Kerr story?
No, I know he competed against Angle, but that's not really. No.
So UFC, early MMA kind of pride fighting guy.
Mm-hmm.
What's especially surprising about this, first of all, it's a Benny Safdie movie, and I love the Safdie brothers. I'm assuming you've not seen Uncut Gems?
No. Okay, so they raised this. Ooh, okay.
Uncut Gems and Good Time with Robert Pattinson. It's where you realize, oh, this dude can act. But they tend to make not very straightforward films, like very unique, interesting, thought-provoking movies. This seems somewhat straightforward as a biopic or biopic, if you want to be one of those people. But when you look at what position Dwayne has with TKO, this becomes really challenging because Mark Kerr did not really have a happy story across the board. There was a lot of pain pill addiction. It raised a lot of concerns around some of the injuries that happen to folks in MMA and how unregulated it was at one point in time. So you're going to have to go out there and promote this movie full throated while also kind of being like, but we fixed it all. Look at how great everything is with UFC. While I'm sure he's also going to get questions of, well, if you could have gone back in time, would you have done MMA or would you have done pro wrestling? And then you have the possibility of Dwayne, who has not had a great PR run the last couple weeks, saying something that he is going to regret.
Mm.
The last thing about this is it screams desperate award bait. It's
Mm-hmm.
like he may as well be wearing a shirt that says, please nominate me. And if it doesn't happen, and this is a commercial failure and a critical failure at the same time, his last few movies have somewhat underperformed. Yes, Moana 2 made a lot of money for Disney. It did not take off the way that Moana 1 did. And then you had the Santa movie, the Red
Red
One.
one.
That did not do gangbusters business. Young Rock obviously not getting renewed. The XFL experiment not going great. Yeah, I'll be curious to see where that goes. And speaking of people who need to stay in their own lane, we finally found out what Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff were teasing.
Hey, brother, man, it's real. What is it called? Real American Fighting? No, Real American Freestyle Wrestling. They announced it. They did a little tease. I talked about this on Monday. I think it was a little tease about, hey, we have a third man and doing all the NWO promo stuff. And it was Izzy Martinez was the third man, and he made the announcement of this new league for freestyle wrestling. Robert, is there a market for this?
No, moving on. No, so I, their pitch essentially is if you are an amateur wrestler
Mm-hmm.
and you don't really have an opportunity to go be pro,
Mm-hmm.
you could go be a pro wrestler, which was always the thing of like, oh, you went from the amateur ranks, now you're a pro wrestler as a sports entertainer. But that's that ha stuff. We don't take that seriously. Then you had mixed martial arts come out, and it's like, well, you can use that wrestling training to go be an MMA fighter. However, in MMA, people get punched in the face, and if you're an amateur wrestler, you're generally avoiding trying to get punched in the face. So the idea of signing up for that, not super appealing. The thing is, what is the audience for a professional amateur wrestling? It's clunky. I know they have their own nomenclature for it, but it's essentially freestyle amateur wrestling in a professional setting. But when you have it with Bischoff and Hogan, guys that you can't take seriously, promoting a real sport, it's very much like when Vince first launched the XFL. Well, people like football. There's lots of professional athletes and collegiate athletes who don't wind up in the NFL initially. Let's give them another place to play. But then you have Vince doing it. And it's kind of the worst impulses. It's well, we're launching a new kids program produced by Larry Flint.
Oh my god,
He knows how to get eyeballs on things. I can just
that's
see
quite the analogy right there,
that's
Robert.
kind of what that felt like. But at least Larry Flint, we learned about him in law school, and we like him. And he's got that weird voice.
He's
He's,
dead, right? Isn't he dead?
I think he's dead. I don't know. I don't keep tabs. We're not besties.
I've never
Decent.
seen the People versus Larry Flint with Woody Harrelson.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
The case is interesting. The Jerry Falwell stuff is kind of fascinating. But this right here is it's like they're trying to take a shot at WWE because obviously the NIL division exists because you're going after college athletes who don't have any other opportunities. And I have started watching LFG.
Okay.
I've
What are
watched
you
the first
thinking?
2 episodes so far, I believe. And there's one of the competitors. She was an amateur wrestler. She won gold in Tokyo, and
Yeah.
it's like she's taken like a duck to water in
Mm-hmm.
professional wrestling. So the idea of creating professional amateur wrestling, it's like I don't know who the audience really is. I don't know how many people are tuning in outside of, hey, when it's the Olympics. I watch curling religiously when it's the Olympics. I love it. I love watching people sweep. Do I go and watch it at any other point in time in the other 4 years? No. Did we all watch breakdancing and see that weird girl do the breakdance thing? Yeah. Are
I
you
didn't.
watching any others? No. It's like the Ocho. I know ESPN adopts it and they do it once a year. And it's like, all right, for one day a year, I'm going to watch something wacky, but I'm not watching it every week. And it's not the easiest thing to sell. And then you're going to like put it with all the pomp and circumstance. We're going to give them entrances and pyro and video packages and backstage interviews. But then at the end of the day, it's still Greco-Roman style wrestling.
Yeah, it is going to be tough. I got into the wrestling over the Summer Olympics last year a little bit. I was keeping tabs on it, and I thought it was pretty fun. But how long will that stick with you? Because the Olympics is only every 4 years, obviously.
It's fun
And
for a
so,
short window of time. It's kind of like, remember like when they did like Raw Underground? It was like, well, this is
yeah,
weird for like a week. And then
yeah,
by week 2, you're like, oh, this is why Vince doesn't love Shane.
that's it. That's it. Right?
I understand. But this is why we love that Dominic D'Angelo is in the greater Pittsburgh area and has electricity. That's why
Yeah.
we're able to do this show. We intend to be here every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, barring a force majeure event. So,
It was crazy. It was
yes,
crazy.
this was God getting revenge for what happened with Vince and Shane. I think he got his revenge on Vince, if we're perfectly honest.
Yeah, he might have.
But
He might have. The karma hit
again,
him.
we oh jeez, we will be here on a plethora of platforms. Oh, I'm also recording Working Stiff this afternoon, Dom. That's your
Ooh.
heads up. Scott and I are scheduled to record at 2:30 Eastern, so it'll be up later on today because
Yes,
Dom is not going to leave his apartment. I think it's an apartment, maybe a house. I don't know what you
it's an
live in.
apartment.
Okay, it could be a hollowed out tree.
It
I
could,
don't know.
like a Keebler elf.
Well, that would explain a lot. Anyway, plethora of platforms, including the WWE Creative _ISH X account, the at Dominic D'Angelo X account, the at SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo, Working Stiff, and ad-free shows. What an episode! What a show! What a week! On behalf of the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
You can call me EL Fudge.